closer to where you want to be?
Sure.
Okay. Hello, welcome.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to another Sunday in Paradise.
Sorry, we're a minute late. We were trying to get things set up.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be a minute or two. We don't have anybody waiting yet.
True. So you have things to show and tell today? Is
I
that
have
what you
things
said?
to show and tell and questions to ask and answers to give.
Well, I'll just hang
Sit there
out
and look handsome, huh?
I'll just go along for the ride.
Oh, okay.
I'll try to ask stupid questions of my own.
There you go. And I'll come up with some kind of answer. Hey, Happy.
Hey, Happy, how you doing?
Good to see you today. I'm glad you're here.
Right on time, partner. You must have been sitting there waiting for us.
I was telling David, I spent some time this morning on, hi Jason, spent some time this morning on the live stream that Howie Jones of Food Forest Permaculture had this morning. I had a lot of questions and some things I promised I would show folks when we came to our show. Oh, good, Happy. I'm glad your bell is working. I hope ours will work, for others, that is. I don't know if mine
Those things seem to go
not.
off all the time. Those things seem to go off all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I've got it turned on my machine for this.
And you don't
more
always
often
get it.
than not, it doesn't come through.
I'm not sure why YouTube does that, but sometimes they'll also unsubscribe you to a channel you've been subscribed to. So that happens to us
They
too.
take a lot of arbitrary actions, don't they?
Mm-hmm. I
What's
guess they
that over
figure
there in the
that's
jar?
some part of what I'm going to show them and tell.
Okay.
Allie Oakley was in the live stream from Howie's along with me, and she had several questions about things, and I promised her that I would bring them to this show and show them off. So I've got several things to let you know. YouTube is funny sometimes. Funny,
No,
strange,
funny.
not funny, ha.
Funny, just pretty darned arbitrary sometimes.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hi,
Good
Kathleen.
to see you.
Thanks for coming by. Oh. Another Sunday.
One thing that I was going to show today, but it was not requested, was with everyone talking about preparing and food shortages and things like that, I did some research. Now, I'm a moderator for a channel called Daddy Curb's Farm, and he is a paid affiliate for a company called Simply Clean Products. And they sent some samples to him, and he showed them, and I tried one of them and really liked them. Are you talking about me, Happy? If you are, I'm not monetized because I'm really not trying. Oh, you too. Okay. I have not decided if I want to be monetized or not. I know a lot of people say I should simply because YouTube's going to make money off my videos, and why not make some myself? And that's probably true. But back to Simply Clean. Hi, Howie. Good to see you.
Hi there.
Simply Clean is a freeze-dried company rather than dehydrated. And I made an order to them the other day and got my pen across the top. Got some of these, which are freeze-dried strawberries, because we love strawberries. And I also got the freeze-dried strawberry powder. Now, this you can eat as a snack. You just open them up. They're very, very obviously not sweetened, not processed other than freeze-dried. They have a very strong strawberry flavor, but I think they're going to be really good for cooking. Would you like to try one?
All right. They smell good.
Yes, they do, don't they? They are addicting, Happy. You're right. Aside from being dried, this is what a piece of strawberry looks like right out of their bag. They can be rehydrated and cooked with, Like I said, you can eat them as a snack. I really love them. I think they're delicious.
Those are vacuum dried. I'll
Yeah.
betcha.
And the powder I got for using in my baked goods. I like strawberry cake. I like strawberry ice cream and things like that. And you can use the powder in your mixes. Now, the other thing I ordered was I ordered some of their freeze-dried, this is the basil. It comes in this wonderful little packet. It's it doesn't say how much it is. I don't remember how much there was in it. But this little packet, which is full, with only $5. And I love basil. I grow a lot of basil, but I also use a lot more than I grow. They sent me, as a thank you, the same size package of parsley. Now, I love parsley too, so I got parsley here as a thank you for ordering the other things. The whole order was only $25, so I thought it was a really good deal.
Hi, Lisa. Ooh, and Allie Oakley, too.
Allie's here. Okay, Allie and I were both chatting at Howie's live stream last hour, and the question came up about fermenting, particularly fermenting garlic. And I told her that I do ferment garlic as a medicinal thing. I use it if I start feeling sniffly or bad or that sort of thing. And she asked me to show my fermented garlic. Now, this is wild honey, and all I did was peel the garlic cloves and put them in the bottom of the jar, pour the honey over it, and I put a little clear glass weight in there, fermenting weight in there. And I told her about this lid. This lid has a little tiny hole. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but it has a hole. And what it does for all fermented stuff is it allows the CO2 to come out of the jar so it doesn't explode. I get busy and forget to go in and burp all my jars that are fermenting, so I prefer to have those so I don't have to worry about it. Off-gassing. Thank you. Hello, Eli. It's good to see you, too.
Peekaboo.
But what I use this for is when I start feeling bad, it's excellent, first of all, for gut health. It's good for allergies and sinus problems and flu and that sort of stuff. Some people take a clove of garlic and a little bit of the honey every day to keep their immune system built up. I do other things for my immune, but I keep that around so that when I start feeling bad, I can have some of that, and it really helps me. It makes me feel a lot better. And amazingly enough, when you ferment it in honey, it tastes good. So let's see. Somebody has a YouTube channel here.
Further.
Who is that, Happy? I don't know who that is. But anyway, that was one of the things I promised I would show. The other thing I promised I would show is some of my moringa. Now, I have a plant down here I'm going to show you. It is about 5 weeks old. Let's see. You will order a weight and lid today. Yes, you can get it on...
what are you doing?
You can get it on Amazon in any size jar, as long as it's a regular canning jar. Any size jar will work.
Your claws are getting sharp there, big guy.
He wants to be in the middle of everything. So let me show you real quick.
You just want to be on screen, don't you?
This is a 4-week-old moringa. It's really doing well.
Yeah, it is doing well.
All I did was put the seed in the soil and stick it out on my front porch, and it gets watered when it rains. Now, moringa grows really, really fast. And it's amazing how quickly it turns useful. So if you grow moringa, be ready to put it in bigger pots right away, because I planted it in little bitty starter pots, and within 3 weeks I had to put it in a bigger one. So it's wonderful. Okay, now let's go on with
You're going to need to stay up on my shoulder. You're just going to need to stay up there, big guy.
Let's see. Howie says he just ate new spuds, fresh eggs, and goat cheese from your island. Oh, that sounds good. Wonderful breakfast. Or was it lunch for you, since it's this late in the day for you guys? No, wait a minute. You're earlier than we are. I get confused.
Powdered moringa is very expensive.
I'm sorry, how what?
Allie says that powdered moringa is very expensive.
Very possibly. I bought my powdered moringa many, many moons ago, and I keep it in the freezer, so I don't know. I like it. I put it in gelatin capsules for my mom because she's 91, and it does having typical problems with her inflammation. So I take those to her every couple of weeks, and she takes it, and she does it real well. Allie, if you will contact me, I'll send you some moringa seeds. I don't know where you can get the plants, but if you'll contact me, I'll send it to you. Hello, Susanna. It's good to see you.
Hey.
I'm glad you got here.
You need to settle down, Bird.
You want me to go put him in his cage?
Well, I'll give him a little while longer to settle down, but
okay.
He's just
doing that today.
He's being ornery.
You're very welcome, Allie.
You can stay in here if you're a good boy.
There's my email. Did it come through?
You get rowdy.
I don't think it came through. Let me try again. There's my email, so you can send me your information and I can get it to you.
Oh. Happy's putting his tomatoes up on his trellises today.
Oh, very good. Howie, you have a good day, and we will see you next time.
Had a couple of tomatoes out of cage crop here the other night in a salad. Very good. Very good.
This is my first year I've actually got some tomatoes. Last year I had 10 tomato plants and did not get a single tomato.
They weren't very big, but they were definitely tasty.
Yeah.
Just about the right size for cutting up into quarters for a salad. They were good.
What are you using for your trellises, Happy? I have the old-fashioned traditional tomato cages, and I'm not using them. I put a 2x2 board in the middle of each pot, and I'm just training the plants up around the boards and giving them a little support with some wide rope if they need it. Are you happier now? Are you going to behave now? Okay.
Well, he's calmed down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, according to our screen, we have 14 people watching. That is awesome. If you have not come in and said anything, please tell us who you are and where you're from. We love to know who comes to visit. Peekaboo to you too. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. He's so silly.
Arg.
There we go. Give Birdie a scratching in his favorite place from you. He doesn't get a lot of scratching.
He's in a bad mood. Yeah. Don't you be doing that.
Are you misbehaving? Are you misbehaving? Do you want to go and get on your cage?
I'll stick it out for a little while longer. Single stem trellising.
Hi, Roseanne. Hi, 320. It's good to see you. Moringa will not tolerate frost. Keep them in pots so you can take them inside. That's what I do. Kathleen, you're in 8B. I think that's where we are too.
Yeah. What part of Texas is that, Kathleen? 'Cause we're just outside of San Antonio. You're too big boy. Yeah, you are. You're being a big ornery bird.
The first year, Eli, the first year that I started growing moringa, I had 4 plants in pots. Hello, Ellie. Anyway, I had them in the pots, and I didn't know that they were cold intolerant, so I left them out, and they froze back. And it took me forever to get more seeds, but these are growing. I'm going to keep them in pots, and then I will be able to carry them inside in the winter.
Hey!
320's in Texas too, in Concho County. I don't know where that is. What section is that? Northeast or southwest or what?
Well, Kareem, you're not going to be staying up here very long if you keep doing that.
Yeah. Texarkana. Okay. Now, we're considerably south from you, Kathleen.
No kidding.
Considerably south. So, that was the show and tell. Allie, I hope you saw everything you were wanting to see.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
No, there wasn't a lot, but it was just some stuff I needed to show everybody. Questions?
These strawberries are a little... Oh, this is the powder.
That's the powder. Yeah.
All right. What do you use strawberry powder for?
I hope to use it to make homemade strawberry ice cream.
Oh, okay.
You can use it in any cooked anything. If you want to make a strawberry cake, you add some of it to that, or strawberry cookies, or strawberry syrup, or I don't know,
Okay.
pancakes or waffles. Just about anything you can cook, you can add that to.
Well, then this is probably a lot of strawberries.
Yes. Yes. And you don't take a whole lot either. A teaspoon will do a lot.
Probably for a lot of stuff.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Allie, so I need a weight and a lid. Do I use any canning jar? Yes, Allie, you can use any canning jar. As far as the weights, now I don't suggest
I don't know.
You do this, but I
smoothies. That's a good way.
I got some nice large round stones out of my garden, and I brought them in the house and I scrubbed them like crazy. Soaked them for a while and scrubbed them again until they were really clean. And that's what I used for canning weights or for dehydrating weights for a long, long time. And then my dear hubby decided that I needed the real thing. So he bought me a whole kit that had the big muddler and the lids and the weights and everything. Now I'm doing it the way I'm supposed to do it, not taking the cheap way out. Happy, I could have blended the dried strawberries, but the strawberry powder was relatively inexpensive the day I ordered it. It was on sale. So I got it and I thought I'd try it. Just experiment. A lot of that kind of stuff I'm just experimenting with.
320 Homestead for smooth. It says this is be good for smoothies.
Yes.
I think she's right.
Yes.
That would be good for smoothies.
Yeah, I don't do too much.
I haven't had a smoothie in a long time.
Yeah, me either. And you're right, Happy. He is a very good husband.
Yeah.
And he spoils his wife terribly.
I tell you, the last couple of days we've been working out the details of her going over to Louisiana to see the Broussards, during which time I'll be on my own. So
pray for him.
That's not easy anymore for me. It's a good thing that I've got Kate here because she does about, 90% of the stuff that I need to have done just for myself. I mean, she does a lot. I'll put it that way. So to be on my own, having to take care of the birds and critters and all that stuff, we've been working out all the details to have enough bird food made up and have papers laid out in the cages because she'll be gone for 5 days?
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of make life a little bit easier for me during those 5 days. She's got all kinds of food already pre-made. We got some taco meat and some pulled pork and a couple of other main food items that she's got bagged up in plastic bags that all I've got to do is just pull it out of their fridge and maybe, for example, the tacos, just dice up some lettuce and tomatoes, and she's already got the onions done. All I got to do is just put a few shells in the toaster oven and warm up the meat, chop up a few things, and I got really good tacos. The taco meat that we use comes from Golden Corral. And to be honest with you, what is it, $5.99 a pound, something like that? It's gone up a bit, but even at $6.99 a pound, I don't think you can make, taco meat for that same price at home, to be honest with you. So, and it's pretty good. It's a good mix. So
and it's got things I can't eat or be around when it's being cooked.
Yeah. So I like the taco meat they make. So we buy a pound or two of it at a time. And then Kate makes tacos for me with that. And they're really good. And it's a whole lot easier to make the tacos whenever you don't have to do all the meat prep and, brown the hamburger and drain it and then mix in the taco mix and all that stuff. So it works out pretty good. So I discovered that one a long time ago.
And the nice part about it is we buy a couple of pounds. I segment it out into the amount that we're going 3 or 4 tacos at one time. And that way we don't have a lot of leftovers either. Hello, Wendy. It's good to see you. Happy Sunday to you too.
Yeah, big shake. Big shake. What?
There are a lot of things because I have odd food allergies that I cannot eat, and a lot of times can't even be in the house when it's cooking because the essential oils get airborne and it causes me problems. Well, being able to go to some place like Golden Corral and buy in bulk and then segment it out and put it away for him makes him able to have the food and doesn't cause me problems. So it's really a convenience for us, and it gives him food that he likes that I can't be near. So
Yeah, the weather is supposed to get really hot this coming week.
not that hasn't been hot. A couple of nights ago at 9 o'clock at night, it was 90 degrees.
Well, I saw a thing on Facebook that they're already estimating that we could hit 100 during this coming week.
Mm-hmm.
That's...
Hello, Stacy. I'm glad to see you.
Ooh.
Oh, severe storm and freeze warning. Well, I'm glad you stopped in to say hi and leave your thumbs up. Come back if you get it all done before we're gone. If not, catch us in replay. We're really glad you showed up and showed some support. You're right. It is too hot.
Yep, it's getting way too hot.
320 says it's hot there right now. 90, I'm sorry.
I didn't notice what the temperature was when I came in here.
I didn't either. It was going to pretty. Let me run and look while you guys talk to David. I'll let you know how hot.
Oh, don't leave me alone with these people. Yeah, the wind has been blowing around here a lot, Happy. It's we've got some trees out front that are pretty good wind socks as far as the force and power of the wind. And we've been getting some winds in the late afternoon pretty bad. What is it?
Well, I just looked. It's 91. That's on our front porch in the shade.
Yep.
So it's getting hotter.
93 where Kathleen is.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. But no, we're not warming up. It's not global warming. Yeah. It's not climate change.
I was telling someone the other day, when I was in my mid-teens, we had a particularly hot summer. And it went so hot that we had over 100 degrees temperature, like 15 days in a row. And one or two of those days went over 110. It was really hot.
Wow.
So
That'd be terrible here in San Antonio. Or were you in Corpus? Then?
no, we were in San Antonio.
Hey, Lynx Acres, howdy.
Hi, Lance. Good to see you.
Welcome.
Lisa Lee's expecting another freeze tonight. Oh, my stars, my stars. Lisa, you need to get into Texas where it doesn't freeze in June.
You know, we don't have that problem here. Stay there. Stay there.
Oh, my goodness. Stacy said it's
Down to
supposed to get down to
26.
26.
You know, I wouldn't mind a little of that weather. Wouldn't mind a little of that weather myself.
You know what's really funny? He's cool-natured. I'm not. I'm very warm-natured. I'm cold. I like the warm weather. I don't like cold weather. And at night, we keep our temperature on the AC down to about 72 or 73. And you'll find me in my recliner under a blanket. And he's sitting in his recliner next to me sweating. What can I say? I don't do cold weather well at all.
No, just stay right up there.
320 is 3 hours from San Antonio. You went to high school in San Marcos? That's right up the road from where we are.
106 for 2 days this week. Today is cold and windy. Huh. That's bizarre.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Junior high in
Kerrville.
Kerrville. We took a trip up to Kerrville a couple of years ago. We were looking to buy some property, and there were a couple of possibilities up there, so we drove up there, but we decided we didn't want them because they were on the side of a very large hill. Not really a mountain, but tall enough I didn't want to live on there. I was afraid I'd fall off all the time.
Yeah, Lynx, you need another project. Learn how to program in a new language. You're one busy person, I'll say that for you. Hey, Tim. Wow.
Hi, Tim.
Good to see you, big guy. How you doing?
Washington State Lounge of Maine in 2010.
It's good to see you, Tim. Thanks for coming by. We haven't seen you in quite a while. How you doing?
He's been hiding out.
I guess.
According to our screen, we have 19 people watching, but only 15 thumbs up. Please put your thumbs up, guys. Show YouTube that you like our channel, please.
Well, if you're not monetizing, what difference does that make?
Good to see y'all being busier than a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest. That's pretty busy, Tim.
Is that busier than a one-arm paper hanger?
Or a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
Yeah. That was one of my dad's, was the one-arm paper hanger.
Mm-hmm.
He thought that one was clever.
My folks had all kinds of sayings like that.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
I wish I could remember all of my dad's sayings. I'd write a book, because every one of them has turned out to be pretty darn profound.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Funny how parents get smart as kids get older.
That is. That is. Except me. My kids seem to feel that I've gotten dumber.
Oh, well.
That I need to be taken
Ellie,
care
whoops,
of
I
and
forgot
directed
thumbs
and
up.
told what to do. And I hate to tell them, it ain't happening that way. Yep.
Thank you very much, Wendy. I appreciate it.
Happy, I wish I could, if I were able to more or less go do now and stay where I wanted to, if I had like several homes, one of them would be in Colorado. Most definitely. Most definitely.
I've been to Colorado.
Somewhere
once.
up in the higher elevations of Colorado. But I wouldn't be able to breathe very well up there. So anyway.
One time I ever went to Colorado, I was like 4. My grandparents took me and my younger sister on a cross-country trip because my mom was in the hospital having my next younger sister. And the thing I remember now is it was cold. It was cold everywhere, and that was in the summer. So,
Lynx Acres, I see you said you may be moving again. What?
I'm sorry, said what?
Lynx Acres said that they might be moving again. I was wondering what's that all about, and maybe like where to.
I think, is this due to your husband's job loss, Lynx? He lost his job, and they thought they were going to be moving, but out into the country somewhere.
Tim is working on
Susanna,
his
that's
Mustang
cute.
named Pam. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know, Happy. I kind of like, I wish I was in an area where we did get a little bit of snow now and then. I mean, I don't really miss the summer or the winters that I had in Omaha, Nebraska. But then again, there is kind of something pretty about looking out the window onto a fresh snowfall. And it didn't really bother me all that much. I had a good snow thrower and
Look at Lisa Lee.
what time for Taco Tuesday? Yeah.
May as well party while Kate's gone. Shh, don't tell her.
Might be Taco Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday too, because easy to make, easy to throw together.
You too. Take care.
She's
Roseanne.
got me some pulled pork, and I'll have some hamburger buns, so I'll probably have some of that. Got a couple bags of potato chips. Looking for another job. Yeah. Darn. I'm sorry about that. I know that these times have hurt a lot of people, just a lot of people. Yeah, Lisa, you're right. It's never a bad day for tacos, especially here in Texas. Well, Lynx, I hope you can.
Good luck on that.
We've got a couple of other people on here that are bookie. Of course, Kate's daughter
My younger daughter.
is an accountant, and I think she does now forensic accounting, doesn't she?
No. She she runs the accounting and bookkeeping section of a large paper company up north.
Yeah. Yeah, she's been
Allie?
up around the Minneapolis area where all this violence has been going on.
Allie, ground beef is very easy to can if you have a pressure canner. I personally do raw pack. It's less work, and it gives you a product that you can use in just about any way you want. So,
Is Kate leaving me? I don't think so. Well, yeah, she is in a way. She's going out to see the Broussards in a few days, a couple weeks.
yeah, just for short term though.
Yeah.
Anyway, Allie, you get your cans all cleaned, shove enough hamburger in there that you can get it pretty tightly packed up to about this far from the bottom, or from the top rather. So you have a 1-inch headspace. Put the lid on, process it at the appropriate time for your altitude. And when it comes out and you get ready to use it, you open the jar, dump it in the pan, and it's really already cooked. All you have to do is heat it up. So,
Do you have a video on raw pack?
I should
Allie's-
have one, yes. There
Allie's-
should be one on there about raw pack. I've done that before. I've also done it on raw packing chicken, which is another good thing to have on your shelf. And it's easy to use.
And what she doesn't pack up for the chicken, she turns into chicken broth.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Celtic, what's happening, big guy? How you
Happy,
doing?
I hope to video quite a lot of it actually.
Kathleen's granddaughter is with visiting nurses on her way to New York.
I'm going to leave him for gators and snakes.
Yeah.
Was I on the live last week? Oh, at the Broussards. Was that the week I had? No, I was not, because my brother had a birthday and he came down to have cake and ice cream with us. So, yes, Allie, chicken is very good during these times. And the nice part of it is you can do it bone in. You don't have to take the bones out. I usually do, because I can the chicken and then I make bone broth separately. When you can make bone broth slowly by cooking it forever and ever and ever, or you can pop it into your Instant Pot and 3 hours later you have bone broth. So it's up to
Yeah, that Instapot's kind of come in handy, hasn't it?
Hmm?
The Instapot has come in handy.
Yes, it has. And I don't know why I thought getting it so hard, because I use it all the time now. Major back pain. Oh, Celtic, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better.
Oh, you want to get up there for a while? All right, well, come on.
You know, Happy,
Good boy.
I have never tried gator. I've also never eaten rattlesnake,
Yes, you are.
but I've wanted to try each. I've just never had the opportunity.
Step up. Yeah, boy.
Link
Yeah,
says, I
good
debated
guy.
taking accounting diploma program would be
Yes,
much faster to
good guy.
complete and be able to get a job. Yes, yes,
Big
that is
fella.
true.
You're my big guy. You're my big, pretty big-
Jim
Oh,
says he
look.
doesn't blame me. He's
Oh, you get all that. Oh,
bless you.
what? You're going to get all puppy headed at me.
Some
What?
Americans asked me if I knew
What?
his cousin, you know,
Yeah. You just-
Luckily, oh my, I don't know
Yeah.
how we went so
Arg
off the
you
rails,
too.
but it was welcome laughter.
Yeah.
Please give them all a giant hug for me one day. Yes, I will definitely give them a hug for you, Lisa. I'm
Yeah.
so excited to
You're my
meet
big
them.
boy.
Celtic, you are right.
Yeah.
You told me that that an Instapot was a thing to have, and I bought it, and then he got one for me, and
Yeah.
it has been such a blessing. I can't imagine
Oh, stop.
why. Other than the fact that I
Don't be
did
such a
have
grouch.
a pressure cooker,
You're such
but
old
the
grouch.
instant one where you just set it and forget it is so easy to use. I
You're
really
such
love
old
it.
grouch.
Stacy
What
has
you
the
did
Ninja
about it?
Foodie
Come on.
Instapot, and she loves it.
You show me wings?
I'm convinced that the
Look
instant
at those wings.
pressure cookers.
Look at those
really
big wings.
great.
Show me the wings.
Are you showing off? Look at
Look
those
at those
wings.
wings. Show me the wings.
Look at those
Come on. Show me the
wings.
wings. Come on.
Oh, Gandy's
Show
got
me
his
that.
out
Oh,
too.
look at there. Oh, there we go. Look at those wings.
Let's see.
Oh, boy. Look at that.
Lisa
big old
says, I've had rattlesnake unwillingly,
Yeah.
but I ate it. Wasn't fond of the texture and flavor, but it was okay. Gator's on my list to try. And rabbits. I've eaten
You're
rabbits
fine right there.
all
You're
my
fine
life,
right
for
there.
most of my life. My dad used
You're fine right
to
there.
raise them. So Only good snake is the one off the grill.
All right. Would you mind putting him away? He's
I'll be
just getting to
happy
be.
I'll be right back, folks. Come here, big guy. Good boy. Yeah. I'll protect you from Gamby. I won't let him
Poking
get
holes
you.
in me and just being ornery.
There we go. Now you're going to have to go inside your cage this time. I'll let you back out when the things are open. Good boy.
Sometimes he's in a real good mood when he comes out over here, but sometimes he's just
Look at
feisty.
those wings. Look at those
Yeah,
baby
sometimes
wings.
he's feisty.
You're so beautiful.
Now, those are something I've never had. Moose and caribou. Never had that.
What is it? I'm sorry.
Moose and caribou. They're talking about wild meats.
Oh.
Never had
either.
that. I did have some bear meat when I was up in Alaska. When I was out at Shemya, which is one of the islands in the Aleutians, and to get there, of course, we had to go to Anchorage and stay there for several days until the weather would clear enough out at Shemya where they could get an aircraft out there. And the NCO club there actually served bear. So I had some bear stew there one night.
Lisa, I have the 6-quart, the larger one, and I love it. I really do. My only thing is I've not mastered rice. For some reason, rice just kicks my butt every time I try and make it there. But the way I make it on the stovetop is so easy that it's really not worth trying. All I do is put the rice and the water in the right proportions in a pan, turn on the heat. When it starts boiling, I turn it off, leave the lid on, and 20 minutes later, the rice is perfect. I've had caribou. We have a group of hunters in the San Antonio area that once a year put on a big bash, is what they call it, where they bring in samples of all kinds of different meat that they have had and cook it, and you buy a ticket and you go and you get to try all that. And that's where I tried the caribou, and it was delicious. Jim says moose and caribou is really good bison. I get that all the time from a farmer down here. You get moose and caribou from a farmer? That's interesting. Rabbit meat is super lean. Crock pot mine with 1/4 pound of bacon fat. That's what I do with the wild hog that we get, Eli. Wild hog is usually, at least here in South Texas, it's pretty lean. And I put
No kidding.
I put lots of bacon in it. Celtic Bear says 12-minute Instant Pot, 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water, add a tab of butter, salt, and pepper. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, Celtic. That's exactly what I do. And it comes out undercooked or burned on the bottom and mushy on the top. It's too easy to do it the other way. Lisa says, I like moose, but you have to be careful with all the wild game. It's so lean you can have a dry hunk of nothing very easily. That is true. Tim. I hope you keep Carl away from that area, Tim. Tim has the most adorable, great big pet rabbit named Carl, and he is just so precious looking.
Carl the rabbit, huh?
Pardon?
Carl the rabbit.
Yes. Lisa Lee, I find my rice chip sheet cake. It's fabulous.
Oh, Pinterest. I got Pinterest.
Oh,
Boy,
yes.
do I have Pinterest.
Yes, we do.
I have something over 35,000 pins there now. I haven't messed with it in well over a year probably. But when it first came out, I was one of the early users of
We both were.
Pinterest, and then of course it got taken over by commercialism and I kind of lost interest in it. But when it first started out, it was really cool. And I've got well over 100 boards and upwards of 35,000 pins. If you want to find it, it's under the name WebRyder, WEBRYDR.
And Kathleen, I don't like Texas hog plain, but the way I cook it and the way I prepare it to be cooked makes a difference. It doesn't taste all gamey like it usually does. cool. That would be wonderful. Mine is Kate Dancing, KateDansYng. So, and that's because Kate loves to dance and sing. David gave me that name a long time ago.
Yep. I did, didn't I?
Yep. Allie says she got a Dash rice pot, $20, and it's cute. 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water. Press the cook, and 20 minutes later it switches to warm automatically. Makes just the right amount. So easy. Yep. Tim says they raise show rabbits. He teases people that we eat them all the time, but we don't. I can't imagine you even considering that with Carl.
Kathleen has an exotic hunting ranch down from where they live.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of problems with that.
There was a ranch not too far from here that for a long time raised reindeer. We'd go past, they had these 12-foot high fences and they had reindeer inside it. I didn't think that would do well.
Yes, I did chop my hair off. I did, Diamond. I just finally got tired of messing with it, so I went back to a short haircut. Yep, I did. Not to say it won't grow out again, but I just decided it was too much trouble to take care of it. That's all, really. Just more trouble than it was worth.
There you go. Oh, very good, Celtic. I have one of the originals too, and I also have the Boston. Oh goodness, I don't remember. Boston Cookbook, I think, which was the forerunner to the Fanny Farmer.
And I brought in a New York Times cookbook that was from back in about
Yes, you did.
1950, somewhere around there, I think. Tell you what, it's got the best
Thanks, Allie.
high temperature roast beef recipe you'll ever find.
I hope that helps with the Pinterest information. And the email is,
Oh boy. My biggest boards are on birds.
or eyes.
Yeah, I've got them. Yeah, the eyes have it.
Oh, cool.
And then big birds for me. And then I've got birds of smaller stature. All those are pretty big boards.
My earring's all twisted around. Oh, it's Fanny Farmer. Right.
Grandmother
There
gave her
we
a
go.
Boston cookbook, huh?
Now that's cool. All of my cookbooks and things are ones that I've found either online or in garage sales. I get a lot of my cookbooks in garage sales.
I know Kate's got over 100 cookbooks easily.
Oh yeah.
Easily over 100.
Yes, that's
She's got some of them just stacked up 3-4 feet tall.
And what's even stranger is with all of those cookbooks, I've probably got 3,000 or 4,000 recipes in folders on my hard drive. So if I want to cook something, there's no way I will not find a way to cook it.
And then we still probably eat like the same dozen dishes over and over again.
Yep. Because I know you'll eat them.
Go figure.
Happy doesn't have
Didn't
any cookbooks.
You just memorized them all, huh? You just make it up as you go along. Is that right, John?
Jason, I tend to hoard books.
You think?
Mm-hmm. Happy says he cooks what he experiments with.
Well, let's see. Just y'all can't see it, but over here behind our monitors is large piles of stuff that need to go elsewhere that right now is just kind of taking up space, but I can see probably 8 or 10 books just over there, just from what I can see, right sitting right here.
And no, you can't see them because your chair's in the way. There's a bunch stacked up over there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there are.
And I was over at my mom's the other day, and she told me that all of hers, and she's got probably 30, are coming to me when she passes. I will probably split them up, and at the very least, give my sister the ones I have duplicates of. Neither of my daughters enjoys cooking. My youngest daughter's husband loves to cook, so he does all the cooking for their family. My older daughter is not married, but she has a boyfriend who likes to cook, so he does a lot of hers too.
I think she just eats out a lot. I don't.
You what?
I think KJ just probably eats out a lot.
She does. She eats out quite a lot, but she also enjoys Al's cooking. So, Cookbook Court is a new TV show. I'll be on the first episode.
Yeah. They'd have to rescue Kate, that's for sure.
In Dave's man cave, we have 2 6-foot-tall, 5 or 6 shelf bookcases. And one of those is full of my cookbooks, too.
Yep.
Poor baby.
I have a couple of books in there, yeah.
You have 2 shelves worth on one of them. And then my Bible study stuff is on one of those shelves, too.
True.
Eli, I would have started.
But I'd say 80, a good 80% of the books in this house belong to her.
You got what?
A good 80% of the books in this house belong to you.
Oh, at least. At least.
Maybe closer to 90.
Celtic, what are you restarting all over again? Allie, I started my first recipe box at 7. I used to cut up my mom's Better Homes and Gardens magazines and watch You're Your Child. I did that too. Tim says Stacy has a lot of cookbooks too.
Yeah.
Lisa, I'd be the cookbook hoarder, Grammy Haffey. I read them like novels. I do too, Lisa. I do too. I will sit down and read and read. And you know something else I've started doing? When I'm standing in line at the grocery store, I'll pick up the magazines that have recipes. And if I see a recipe, don't tell anybody, but I don't buy the magazine. I take my camera out and take a picture of the recipe and come home and try to use that. So I get the good recipes, but I don't have to spend $6 or $7 on a magazine I won't even read.
It's not a bad idea.
Thank you. My mom will sit down with a magazine or a book, and she'll write out every recipe that she finds that she likes. Thanks, Allie. So I was at her house a couple of weeks ago, and she was showing me all of her new recipes, and I decided I wanted them too. So I sat down with her little notepad and took pictures of every recipe she had in there. And I've been going through and trying to decide which ones I'm going to keep and write those down in a notebook. So speaking of that and show and tell, this is the way I do mine. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but every page in that book has some kind of a recipe. And that one's full, and I've started on another one. So those are just the ones I want to try one of these days. Ah, okay. Okay. That is a problem when a relationship breaks up. Things like that get split, and then you have to start over again. I lost a good number of mine when I was in Florida, when Dave and I got married, because my home in San Antonio, I left a friend living in it to take care of it. And unfortunately, she did not take care of it. And the house everything was taken out of it. And inside of the house was demolished, and it was just a mess. But all of my cookbooks went. And I had over 400 cookbooks alone at that time. So see, you could have had a lot more. Yeah, Kathleen, I've written quite a lot of mine down. The ones I use a lot, I write down in a specific notebook. Lisa Lee No Shelter. I'm sorry. Please come find me on Facebook. Same name in Nevada. I love this. Oh, very good. You have your mom's favorite. Yeah, that's some of the ones I have are that way too. Mom had a whole notebook that she promised to my sister. So I brought it home and Dave scanned it for me. So I have all of her recipes in her handwriting on digital form. So if I want a hard copy, I can print it out. Otherwise, I keep it digital form.
Yeah, that was an interesting couple of days,
Yes.
scanning in all those recipes. Because, of course, she wanted them back. So
Yeah.
there had to have been, God, I don't know, 200-300 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So Stacy reads cookbooks before she goes to sleep.
Not a bad idea.
There's something to be said for that, I guess.
Yeah.
Although it seems like it would send you to bed hungry. Would me anyway. That's the problem. When I start reading a cookbook, I want this and this and this and this, and I want it right now. And if I don't have the stuff for it, well,
forget that one.
There's always something in some recipe that I'll be going along and I really, really, really want it. And then there's some pivotal ingredient that I don't have. So it's, yeah.
I find a wonderful sounding recipe. The pictures look good. And I go reading through the ingredients and it has some form of pepper. And I still have not found anything that will substitute for vegetable peppers, particularly green peppers. I can live without hot peppers, but he would like to have more things with bell peppers in them. And
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you what, you do not realize, folks, how many things have some sort of peppers in them until you can't eat them. I mean, it's a big problem when we go out to eat.
Yeah.
And most of the servers have no idea, and most of the kitchen staff has no idea whether their foods have peppers in them or not. So we've got to be real careful.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, we've got certain dishes from certain places that we know that are safe for her to eat. But it's a big problem. And it seems like 90% of the recipes that you come across anymore, in some way or another, have got something involved with peppers, especially if you follow Rachel Ray. Yeah. So
now mine is so bad I can't use paprika. I can't use pimentos. Those are in a lot of things that you don't think of as having peppers.
It's not just a hot sauce though, Celtic. It's green peppers, red peppers, things of that sort that, I mean, think about Chinese food with no peppers. So it's, it's a bit of a problem.
Happy, take care.
Happy, thanks for coming by.
Yes, Allie, it is capsaicin that I'm allergic to.
We'll see you next time, big guy. Thanks for coming by.
Even pigs won't eat bell peppers.
Got to be one of the few things they won't eat.
Amazing when you research ingredients, what gets snuck into things. Yes, it is, Lisa. It really is.
Well, Lynx, it's every now and then Kate will make something that and put peppers in it just for me. Yeah, but it's a much bigger problem than it seems like it ought to be. I'll put it that way. You take a look at a mix or something that you're doing, something in a box, and you'd be amazed how many times they've got peppers in them.
I'll do things like buy the little packages of like meatloaf seasoning. It's full of peppers. You wouldn't think a meatloaf would have peppers, but it is. And Kathleen, I can't eat most Thai food because most Thai food is loaded. Just like Cajun food is loaded with peppers. I can't have either one of those. And what's fun is when I go to see the Broussards week after next, Brett's stepdad is going to make some good Cajun food that has no peppers. So I'm excited about that. I really am. Yeah, Lisa, you're right. Gluten is snuck into a lot of stuff too.
And they're making up some big batches of stuff to send back with Kate. So we're going to have to
Gonna have to go buy an ice chest.
Take a good cooler over there because they're going to send me back some good Cajun cooking that's, got the peppers in it and everything else so I can eat it. And it'll be real honest to God Cajun food. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to that.
What's really bad is I grew up in South Texas. And in South Texas, everything has peppers. I mean, it's a wonder you don't find it in oatmeal for breakfast. It's really amazing. Chinese food with no peppers. Does rice cakes Chinese food without any kind of fish or shrimp is what I have to do with. Oh, yeah. I imagine so, Tim. Oh, Lisa says she's jealous. We will be videoing a lot of that. I'll be videoing.
Yeah.
If we make it, I'll do that, and then we'll do him eating it.
Yeah, I figured that's going to be about the only way that I can pay them back for all the effort they're going to seemingly put into making me some stuff. It's, they asked me what I wanted. I said Cajun. I don't much care what it is. I know I'm going to be getting probably some jambalaya and some.
We're making Link think I'm hungry.
Yeah. I can't wait to get some real good jambalaya. That would be nice.
Yep.
And
I need stuffed Dave. I need to stuff Dave with good old-fashioned New England. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, Celtic.
There are some New England dinners that I care for. Molasses on tomatoes in the garden.
What are they trying to use the molasses to do? I know molasses is high in iron. Maybe it's fighting an iron deficiency. I don't know.
Yeah, Eli, potato bread and potato was the bottom of the ingredient list.
That's why I'm starting to make a lot of my stuff like that, Eli. I made rhubarb, apple, blueberry crisp.
And Link's is slowly getting some renovations done around the house. That's good.
Especially if you're going to have to move. You want to get those done before you start showing it. You'll get a better price.
Yeah.
Allie, I'm not a New Englander. I was born and raised here in Texas, but both my parents are from Boston. So I'm second generation New Englander, I guess.
Rhubarb, apple, blueberry crisp.
Doesn't that sound wonderful?
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Apparently for the sulfur and micronutrients. Okay. On tomatoes, I give them crushed up eggshells, a little bit of Epsom salt, some azomite rock dust, and water. You're right over the bridge from Boston?
Yeah,
oh, really?
Kathleen, I'm not a big seafood fan, but I do love a good seafood stew. That's true. You're right.
And Lisa, I have powdered mycorrhizal fungi that I sprinkle in every pot I do too.
Allie, that sounds really nice.
2 blocks from the ocean.
That's nice.
I was close to the ocean when I lived in Corpus, but I was a younger preteen, so I don't remember a whole lot about it. I know I loved it when I was able to go to the beach anytime I wanted. I also know when I went back after being gone for 10 years, I forgot how easily I sunburned, and I got burned so badly I peeled 3 times from the same sunburn. So I have not been tempted to go back in the sun since.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Lowell, Mass?
Yeah, Vermont is gorgeous. Pictures I've seen. I've never been there. But Vermont sounds like it is a beautiful, beautiful state.
I agree.
And they're always talking about the autumn in Vermont, that it's always so beautiful.
You've been to Corpus, but it's so expensive. Well, I have a sister my one remaining sister still lives near Corpus in a little town called Sinton. So if I go down, I can stay with her, but I don't anymore. I burn too easily, and I already have problems with my skin, so I don't want to do that anymore.
Kathleen Elliott says she knows a gardener that only waters her vegetables and flowers with lentil, rice, or onion skin waters. What would you do? In other words, would you be throwing all of those like leftovers into water and then use that to water with? Is
The
that what
water
I'm
that you
hearing?
use to cook the rice, if you don't
Oh,
absorb
okay.
it all,
All
or the
right.
lentils.
Okay.
I use my onion skins when I'm making broth, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to give it to my garden.
Well, you use a lot of stuff when you're making your broths. You use just about everything.
Yeah, I do. I do.
And your broths are really good too. So
Thank you.
it's a good thing.
Well, since I have to drink a half a cup or more every day.
Is that still working for you,
Yes,
by
it
the way?
is.
Doing
Yes,
pretty
it
good?
is.
Good.
I don't know if you guys know, but I had IBSD very, very badly for a number of years. And I was on a live stream. I don't even remember where, but someone mentioned that they had been drinking. Oh, I know, it was Mary's Nest. Mary mentioned that she and her husband both drank a half cup of bone broth every morning before they even had their coffee, and it had helped both of them with their gut issues. So I started doing it, and within 2 weeks, my IBSD had gotten to the point where it was almost gone. And now I have very few upset stomachs other than when I take all of my vitamins at one time. And my IBSD is just practically non-existent. So I continue to drink a half cup of chicken bone broth every morning before I even have my coffee. That's wonderful to be natural again.
Gotta admit, it smells good when she's making that broth too.
Tim, babe, I got something funny to tell you. I'm going to buy groceries and I'm driving Stacy's Prius, going down the road listening to y'all. Prius says that it's 12 times faster without having. That's cool. Huh. You're allergic to ginger, Celtic? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, being redheaded, probably being a redhead.
Allie, IBSD is irritable bowel syndrome with diarrhea. You can also have IBS-C, which is with constipation. So I had the D. Kathleen, if I forget, Allie, if I forget, you tell him. Oh, okay.
Yep, redhead. That's what I thought.
Well, I'm a natural blonde, but my skin is much fairer than most. It's more like a redhead skin. So, like you, I have to stay out of the sun. I really do. Sorry about babe. I said Dave voice thing. That's all right. I don't mind if you call me babe. I don't know how Dave feels about being called babe by another guy, but it doesn't bother me at all. She rinses her lentils and rice and then uses that water. I know that would give it a lot of starch from the rice, but I don't have any idea about the other. That's interesting.
Well, it probably is the starch that you need. I mean, that's gonna. What are the components of starch?
Good
If you
question. I
start
don't
thinking
know.
about that, I don't know. Yeah, well,
He's been quiet. I thought.
I always figure typos. Typos can get you into trouble.
Yeah, and I can't type without him. David's told me for years he reads fluent Taiwanese. Especially
Yeah, I
when
do.
especially when I'm messaging him, because you just never know what's going to come out of my fingers. And then with the autocorrect, that's a problem too.
I
Eli says
do
bone
not
broth is a
use
must-have staple.
autocorrect at all, ever, or spell check.
Yeah,
None of it.
that's my spell check.
Never have, never will.
I agree with you, Eli. I really do.
I
That
don't
could
know.
be.
Allie, if you think about it, there probably are some nutrients in that water after she rinses rice or lentils or whatever. There's some stuff in that water that would end up nurturing the ground, I would think, and nurturing whatever plants you were putting it on. I'm just not sure what it would be, other than some sort of a starchy stuff. But
Celtic, that's something that I've always wondered about. Did Freud wear slips?
that was really bad, Kate. That was really bad. That was
Everybody gets to have a groaner once in a while.
bad. Yeah.
Not sure Allie, but her garden is beautiful. Hey, Celtic thought I was funny. Thank you, Celtic.
You're easily amused. So are you, Lisa, and Allie. All of
No,
them.
you've just been around me too much.
Yeah. You're all easily amused. Well, that's why they hang out here. They're easily amused.
There you go. Hi, Legacy Home and Garden. Glad to
Hi.
see you here. What are we talking about? Anything that comes to mind, honey?
We say we have an agenda, but it never works out. So it just usually degenerates into whatever the running comments lead us towards is basically it. We could certainly talk, for example, Celtic, we could certainly talk about psychology for a while. I have some experience in that area.
I know nothing about psychology.
Yeah. Psychology is a very interesting area.
I know
what motivates people.
I know the one and only time that I had to see a psychologist, after 4 visits, she said, "You don't need to come back anymore. You don't need me." I said, "Why not?" She said, "You've got it all figured out anyway." So I never went back. Greed.
I don't like psychologists and psychiatrists.
Aw.
Yep. Well,
you take care, Kathleen.
That's more detail than the rest of us needed, but I'm glad you were able to take care of that.
Hey, babies need
Kathleen,
care.
yeah, they do.
And
Kathleen, thank you for coming by. And you too have a very good evening and good week.
Be safe.
Yep. Take care of yourself. Yeah, but you're right, Allie, going after wanting to go get a apple rhubarb crisp and ended up changing diapers. That's a bit of a come down.
Like I said, babies take you right down to the basics of life.
Yeah, they do. What goes in comes out.
Well, folks,
I think I'm going to.
We've been on for over an hour. I think we're going to let you guys go. I've got things I need to get done today before we can go to bed. And that's several hours away, and I got a lot of stuff to do. So you guys have a wonderful week. Take care and stay safe. God bless, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, take care, y'all,
Bye,
and be safe and keep your head up. Bye-bye.